Okay, so I'm here with Brad Barnes, who just filed an arrest for the Fulton County DA. Now, what are you alleging charges on her for?
So there are 4 charges, 2 under the U.S. Code, 2 under the Georgia Code. So the 2 under the Georgia Code are violation of oath by a public officer, which is 1610-1, and unprofessional conduct by public officers and employees, which is 4511-4. And then the 2 under the U.S. Code are under 18 U.S.C. 241 and 242, and those are conspiracy against rights and deprivation of rights under color of law.
Okay, so what exactly are you saying that she did?
So it's very clear that she is using her public office to prosecute a political grudge, and actions such as charging lawyers for filing legal paperwork and representation of their clients for example, is a clear violation of the defendants, like Mr. Trump's right to a redress of grievances under the First Amendment.
Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. That was the scene outside of a Fulton County jail when the former president turned himself in to face a few more racketeering charges, which is, according to this guy, illegal for a prosecutor to do. It's just another handful of crap MAGA supporters are throwing against the wall in response to a hint of accountability for their leader, who actually meant to take this mugshot with this look on his face. Many in the country were waiting for the picture to go public, and I figured that Trump was carefully planning what look he'd give to the cameras. And I assumed it'd be a stern look, but I never imagined he'd go with one that says, "I've committed every crime that they're charging me with, along with 91 other things that they'll never find out about." His former national security advisor may even have a better breakdown.
What is it like for you to see his mugshot tonight?
Well, I thought it was, as with most things Trump does, carefully staged. They must have thought about what look they wanted. He could have smiled. He could have looked benign. Instead, he looks like a thug. And I think it's intended to be a sign of intimidation against the prosecutors and judges. That's what they picked, and we'll see that picture everywhere.
So you think they actually spent time deciding, should he smile in this? Should he have this scowl that he appears to have gone with?
Almost as much time as they spent combing his hair.
The arrival of possibly the most anticipated mugshot in American history has sparked analysis from opposing Republicans like John Bolton there to straight-up embarrassing takes from blind supporters.
Do you remember when Michael Jordan came back out of retirement?
No.
Do you remember when he came back what his press release was?
No.
All he said was, it was an official statement from David Falk. It said, "I'm back." Donald Trump tweeting out his mugshot to me on Twitter to return, as I bet this crowd will agree, feels so iconic and so unbelievable Trumpian that it reminds me of that Michael Jordan. He planned what to do. He could have smiled. You look at that photo, he made a choice. I think that photo, Sean, I really mean this, is going to make him hundreds of millions of dollars. Really. You can put it on
It
T-shirts,
almost makes
mugs.
me want to get arrested.
I know. And
All right, bro, just calm down. He's not going to let you kiss his ring any longer just because you fawned harder on the Hannity show than like anyone else could possibly do. Talking about how wonderful he is that he's been arrested. That's just one thing that's tough to process when it comes to this serious charges that Trump and his cohorts are facing. Supporters are bragging about how much money he's going to raise off of this, with no mention about how damaging his actions are to the country. It's just tunnel vision about how great this is for his wallet and his political coffers, as if that has anything to do with you. It's just ass-kissing for the sake of angling for a seat, I guess, closer to his feet. Because if they really wanted to help anyone, as far when it comes to legal fees and all this justice that they're trying to fight against, they should save a few extra bucks for Rudy Giuliani on that front.
So, Rudy, you're going to have to defend yourself, and in this particular venue, how can people help you with your legal fees and the costs associated with that?
I'll get for you the exact place, but we have a legal defense fund, which they could help out with. It'll allow us not only to defend ourselves, but to become more aggressive and to go after them and try to get the information that they have.
Come on, Rudy. You're in dire need of funds from the most gullible Americans, and you don't even have the site ready to go when they ask you about it? It's no wonder both he and Trump are being charged. He can't even grift very efficiently. But still, keeping it real, taking our eyes off the ball and focusing on extras in this moment is something I hope Americans that actually do want justice don't fall into. And although I can feel the joy that's come from Representative Jamal Bowman right here, I just hope the seriousness of taking possibly the biggest homegrown criminal in American history off of the streets and out of our lives is something that prosecutors can stay focused on. In the meantime, here's Bowman.
We got you! We got you. And more to come. Clown, thug, crook, criminal.